don't have to clean your room when you're on vacation.
I swear.
Most of all, I'm scared of walking out of this room and never feeling the rest of my whole life. The way I feel when I'm with you.
I'm smoking weed.
I'm smoking weed too.
Are you smoking weed too?
Yeah, I actually just found. Finally, I've been living in that small, tiny shit town for like 6 months, and I finally found a pot dealer that's like right down the road from me.
Sorry,
Well, like just. I mean, up until recently, I've been driving like all the way to like Columbus and shit.
All the way to Columbus, I guess.
Well, it's like 30 fucking minutes, dude. If you're just trying to sit at home and smoke some pot, driving 5 minutes down the road is much better than any day.
Yeah, dude. It's stupid that it's so hard to come by something that's so unoffensive.
It's stupid how offensive something so unoffensive is, to be honest.
Have you been listening to Conan O'Brien's podcast?
I've never once listened to...
Conan
No, I mean, I like Conan O'Brien. I've never listened to his podcast. I really just started watching...
He just started it.
Okay, yeah.
He just started.
I just started getting into talk shows in general.
But he had a whole... intro to his latest podcast where it was a PSA for not driving while stoned. Mm-hmm. And he was it sounded like he was like, dude, you're gonna kill people. It sounded very serious. Mm-hmm. And the facts that he was talking about, he was saying like, yeah, if you're different when you're stoned, then you drive different than when you drive sober. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But if you look at the actual facts and the studies that have been done, if you smoke a lot of weed and you drive a lot while high, there's no fucking difference.
No difference whatsoever.
So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
That's why, I don't know.
It bothers me.
A lot of shit bothers me with with how they're treating weed nowadays. Trump's trying to pass something to where if you have a medical marijuana card, you're not allowed to own firearms anymore, which is kind of fucking really, really stupid to me because...
With Ambien and then get to... Because I'm not necessarily disagreeing with what he's saying. Well, but, can we start with Ambien and Adderall and all these other things that actually cause harm?
Anger and
weird fucking psychoreactive effects. Dude, I smoke a lot of weed, and I like shooting guns.
Exactly.
I've shot guns 3 times in my life because I smoke a lot of weed. I don't really care.
See, I smoke weed and I shoot guns all the time, and I think guns should be controlled more as far as...
Give them to people with fucking Ambien prescriptions for sure.
Not only that, I think everybody should have to take a psych test before they're cleared to buy guns, because people with severe depression, people with PTSD, people with a number of different mental illnesses.
No one would own a gun if that were the case. I agree with you.
It comes from minor cases to major cases. You know what I mean?
We should only give guns to those who are mentally ill.
Why is that?
Just see what happens. You know what I mean?
Just see what goes down.
Just you know what? You fucking sober Christian.
I'll tell you what. If someone gave you
want to see what the world's like with your laws, give only guns to psychopaths and see what happens.
If someone gave you a handgun, this might as well be Columbus Trailer Park Boys.
Well,
with this,
I will tell you this, that I'm basic. It's weird because I come from a strange, upper middle class politician background. Mm-hmm. my family didn't shoot guns. My dad was from New England.
Yeah.
Boston, Worcester, actually. And my mom is from, actually, New Orleans. So, like, I had this weird... None of them are fucking shotguns.
See?
They're urbanites, dude. And then they raised me in Columbus, Ohio. The fuck? The fuck am I supposed to do with that? I feel like I'm, like, the first prototype from Westworld. Was it Dolores or whatever? You know, I feel like her. A lot of the times we're like, oh, Anthony Hopkins is just testing me out, seeing what they can do with the It's bullshit, dude.
That is bullshit, for sure.
Because, like, I want to shoot guns, but I also want to live in the city. And I don't want to shoot guns at people. No. So how do I make sense of that?
I don't know. See, like, I grew up... My dad was from the country, from, like... up in the hills, right by the Ohio River, and everybody.
Up in the hills, so like you mean down there. Well, from where
up
are you
in the
from?
hills.
Where are you from?
I'm from Columbus.
Okay.
My dad's from Martin's Ferry, which is this tiny little hill town right across the river from Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, where the Ohio River goes northeast, right there. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
yeah. And then my mom's from Columbus, but I mean, I grew up shooting basic guns, you know, like the 22 rifles and shotguns and stuff like that. And my dad took me hunting since I was young. But I don't know. See, like, I hear a lot of the things that people are saying, like, about gun control and shit like that. But, like, I'm just worried that if we start trying to control guns, it's going to be like another war on drugs. Like just attacks.
Well, everyone knows drugs don't kill people.
Like
guns kill people. Drugs don't kill people. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I've had like 3 friends die this year.
I've had a couple
of
too.
Drugs
man.
alone.
Yeah.
Plus 3 other friends that have died from other stuff.
But like
that's just
the thing with the war on drugs is that. I mean, they make something illegal that they can't control if it comes into the country or not, or like they make all these drugs illegal, but then people that are heads of the cartels are making all the money without paying any tax dollars. You know, people are dying day in, day in, day. Especially
human trafficking going on.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
I think honestly, if we just legalize that shit, we would profit from it. You know, like we would get tax cuts because of it. We would be able to pay for maybe community.
Legalize human trafficking. Yeah, I know.
Not legalize human trafficking, just drug trafficking.
I thought you were saying legalize human trafficking. I was just no. I thought we were. I already had a business plan written up. I have all these files in my closet. Why am I saying this out loud? This is no, I don't have any. I never thought about this before. It's not a real thing.
Yeah, legalize human trafficking.
Legalize human trafficking.
Trump's next election.
Chris, I'm just letting you know. We're on my podcast is under the comedy genre, so
that's true.
The whole point is, I mean, you can be serious if you want, but like I'm gonna be whoever the fuck I am on this.
Dude, you just go ahead and
legalize human trafficking.
Legalize that, profit from that.
Just quote me on that. I fully support human trafficking.
Fully support it.
Fully, especially if the advertising is done well and the social media and everything. You know, I like to be enticed.
For sure.
Sorry.
So. What made you get into this comedy shit, anyways?
Comedy?
Yeah, like what was like the start to finish for Mr. Logan's Steak? Can I buy one of those cigarettes?
Yeah. I don't want to give you the one I just almost lit and have to relight. No, that'd be weird. Oh, they're right here. There you go, man.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah. No, the whole point of this, I want to have a conversation with you. It's just like, let's just fucking do whatever. I like that we got kind of deep, but I'm sorry that I had to bring it back into conversation.
Dude, it's all good. Fucking sometimes I get super baked and I start talking too much about politics and that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of that, to be honest. Sorry.
I feel it, dude.
No, I voted for Hillary, just for the listeners, so you know I did the right thing. I voted for Bernie the first time, Hillary the second time, so I did all the right things.
I voted for Gary Johnson.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, you know they're listening right now.
Yeah,
they're listening right now.
I know. I just wanted to pick somebody that wasn't either Hillary or Trump. That's all. I was like, this guy sounds alright.
Dude, you know what got me into comedy?
So,
No one's ever really asked me this, to be honest, which is fun.
It's always a good time.
I came from music.
Same here.
And I came from poetry. I came from, like, I have a... It's a funny brag that I like to use, but I have 2 published poems in a college journal.
Hell yeah.
Whatever. It's funny shit. Like, I went to school for creative writing. I switched over to philosophy. All the time. I've been playing music since I was 12. I've been playing live music in front of people since I was 12.
Same here.
Like, on the stage and doing that. Everything from microchord synthesizer, playing bass in a band on a synthesizer, to playing guitar, playing drums, singing, playing naked, putting duct tape on my face. I did all kinds of stupid shit. And then...
playing naked?
Yeah, and then...
I'd like to hear this story, how the fuck this...
Oh, I used to play shows naked. Like, I used to play shows in my underwear, and then...
what kind of like
people would
a more grungy
me.
flea?
People would just pull my underwear down. Like, I'd be playing in my underwear, and people would just pull my underwear down.
What kind of bars are you playing at?
Not bars, like basements.
Oh, okay.
Like punk rock. It's pop punk, rock, post-punk, dance
it.
punk, that sort of... Like, it was the combination of, like, indie rock and emo rock and punk rock, all in, you know, I toured around for a little bit and all that stuff.
You toured, huh?
Not very heavily, but I kind of went out a little bit.
I feel it.
And so, you know, I did that, and then, I don't know, all my bands just kept, like, being harder and harder to deal with. And just comedy was like, oh, I can just show up.
It's so much more simple.
I can just show up.
It's crazy. Like, I went through the same thing. I mean, I started off with piano when I was very, very young, and then I switched from piano to guitar, and then I kept playing guitar while I learned bass and drums. And I was primarily drummer in all the bands. I must have been in 6 or 7 of them. But like, band practices are a bitch, especially as a drummer, because you've got to load all of your...
on everyone else.
You've got to wait on everybody else. You've got to load a whole fucking drum kit into your tiny-ass car. You know, half the time, like, I had to have, like, the floor tom and the goddamn passenger seat.
But, dude,
like,
let's get deeper than this, though. Like, so, obviously, we both...
Where's that ashes?
Right here. We both obviously like the stage, right?
Yeah.
Like that's obvious because we both play music. And did you play shows?
Yeah. Yeah. No, we played like Battle of the Bands and all that stuff.
Let's go deeper.
Okay.
What made you want to be in front of other people?
What made
What made you want to be an entertainer?
See, like, I don't know. Like, I guess it goes back to just like basic family, like, meetings and stuff like that. Like, when I started playing piano, my grandpa is an amazing pianist. Amazing. Never, ever actually learned how to read music, but, like, he can... The sounds that he produces is fucking awesome.
So you like the showmanship of it?
I like... Not necessarily the showmanship. I like creating something that's unique and that no one else has done before.
And showing it to other people.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
But there's a difference between like an art, like like a painter that just like collects their stuff, and like sometimes it just doesn't show people.
I painted a lot
but like
too.
as a comedian, it's like everything you do, you fucking have to do in front of other people.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's almost. I mean,
that's one of the
otherwise
really
it's not
cool
comedy,
parts about
right?
it.
I mean, like in my opinion, it's not comedy unless it's done on a stage with a microphone.
No, for sure.
Like,
and you're not a comedian until you've been doing it for a while, and until you've like embarrassed the shit out of yourself a couple of times.
It's not about embarrassing yourself. Well, I mean, obviously,
I think part of it is.
Obviously,
really.
that is, but with music, it was always easier. Music was way easier than comedy is for me.
I don't know.
Comedy is really hard. Comedy is really hard for me. But what I love, dude, last night, I don't want to say who it was, but last night I had a comedian come up to me and just be like, this is how, like, they told me a story about a set that I had done, and they were like, this is how I know you're funny.
Yeah.
Like, because when he was like telling me, he's like, when you started out, it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
But this is why I like you now, because this is how I know you're
Dude, that's
funny,
like
this story. And it's like, oh shit, did I get kind of good for just a second? Just for a second.
last night after I got off, fucking, I got like a you know, there's nothing better than getting off stage at an open mic and getting a bunch of fist bumps. And everybody telling you a good set.
Well, I had to follow
then,
you last night.
And then I went to say goodbye to Nick Lasser. And he was like, dude, you had a good set. And I was like, thank you. And he was like, no, you had a really good set.
Yeah,
and
you killed it. I had to follow you.
Yeah.
And I was high and not drunk.
No, I was high as fuck too, dude. But like, I don't know, I killed it last night.
But you do well high. I do better drunk. Like, I have a kind of a
But
different demeanor
my
and shit.
jokes are kind of more stoner jokes. You know what I mean? It's my jokes are more in the way
Right.
that you say it. It's more finesse than a punchline.
I
know
need
what
like
mean?
a certain amount of just like 1 shot of whiskey and 2 beers, and then I can tell my joke. I can do my 5 minutes really well.
No, usually
That's-
prime time for me, I have like 2 or 3 drinks before. Like I'll have like a couple whiskey ginger ales or something.
If
like
I'm
that,
doing
you
something
know?
new, I need more drinks, just because I like to like play. I like to play with it more. It's
See,
like it's play. You know.
That's what I do when I'm stoned.
Right.
I fuck around. I'm goofy. You know
See,
what
I
I
can't.
mean?
When I'm stoned, I don't. I do the weird like introspective stuff, which for me doesn't work with comedy, because I'm more of a. I'm better when I'm loud and aggressive.
Yeah.
You're better when you're like kind of sitting back.
Yeah.
You're like just laughing at yourself.
Exactly.
I'm better when I'm like mad and pissed off. It's just.
I'm good when I'm mad and pissed off sometimes too, but like I started out more with that approach to it, cause like one of the big comedians that got me wanting to start comedy was Chris Porter.
Right. Yeah.
And he's really like, are you shitting me? Kind of fucking vibe. And speaking of, what influences got you into comedy? Like, what comics do you look up to most?
There's like a long history, but I will say like when it comes to like actual stand up,
Mm-hmm.
the first special I ever saw that was just like, oh, this is my shit.
Yeah.
Was Nick Schwartzman. It was a Comedy Central one. It was the one where he Nick Schwartzman, sorry.
Yeah.
Schwartzman. I'm drunk and high.
Nick Schwartzman.
No, Schwartzman. No, because it's the one where he talks about flailing. Like it's his funeral, and he wants his funeral to be like a ecstasy party where he like flails from the ceiling, and his grandmother. It's the one where he lifts the jug of milk for his grandmother, and she's like, "Oh, Nick, you're so strong." That was, to me, I was like, oh, you could, oh, shit. Like, that sounds like a joke I would tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was like, that sounds funny. And it's not like, it's not, because comedy before that to me was so written. It was horribly written.
Yeah.
You know, it was down to a T. Everyone had a very precise perspective. Everyone had like a very Because I before that I didn't really know who Bill Hicks or Mitch Hedberg or any of these other Richard Pryor.
Mitch Hedberg.
Richard Pryor
dude.
is like, I can't be Richard Pryor. You know, coming from my background, it's like I can't do that. So once I saw Nick Swardson, I was like, oh, you can just make jokes that are just funny. And that's why I was like Bill Murray. Bill Murray is a huge influence for me as well.
Really?
It's just where and Jim Carrey, of course, but it's just like you could just be funny. And that's it. You know, like, I think there's a lot to that, and I come from, like, a poetry background, a fucking creative writing background, and shit like that, so that just kind of, like, made a perfect storm for me.
I feel that. I really didn't get much into creative writing before I started doing comedy, but the first comic that I ever remember watching was either Gabriel Iglesias
Hilarious.
or Jeff Dunham. And I mean, I was like 8 years old, just discovering what comedy was, and that's when those guys were big. 8 years old, must have been, and but like if I was going to say what comics influenced me most today, then I would say Mitch Hedberg, for sure, because I feel like my goofy style kind of relates to his. At some points, and Tom Segura.
Tom Segura is great.
Yeah. No, he's that dude's hilarious. That whole entire crew that he hangs out with is funny. Like Joey Diaz.
Did you watch Burt Racist Crystal's Secret Time special on Netflix?
Yeah, the secret. Dude, Burt Kreischer, fucking Joe Rogan, Ari Shaffir, they're all hilarious.
Burt Racist Kreischer.
That was a good ass special though.
That's my favorite special.
Talk about bumping mics, actually.
Secret Time is my favorite special of the
Bumping
year.
mics is probably mine.
I thought that was really funny.
It's so good. The whole entire.
Better, and I did the mistake of reading reviews of it before I watched it.
Really?
Yeah, so I had this weird idea in my mind where I'm like watching two fucking like white men literally bumping mics, and like I had this weird perspective in my head, and I watched it and I was like, this is just funny.
What
the fuck? I hate when
so
I read
good.
reviews
and
before.
Then they had like what's his face from Die Hard,
Bruce Willis.
They had him,
it.
Gilbert Gottfried, fucking Paul Rudd was in the audience, and that was hilarious. Dude, I just remember the funniest joke of that whole entire special was when they brought those the Twin Towers. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where
like
fucking Jeff Ross.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, everyone refer to bumping mics on Netflix. Everyone has it. Do you have any shows coming up or anything?
I don't. I just started grinding back on this shit recently. But I feel like there are going to be a couple coming up, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's just up. Yeah, I don't... Still net to be... I'm booked on a roast in February, but nothing's announced yet, so I don't know any details.
Who Jameson Rogers, right?
I like how I'm... like, no one will book me for my original material. I just can be a host or roast someone. Roast or host. I'll put that on my business card. Look at this thing.
First person that
roast or host.
First person that ever booked me for original material. I mean, the first person that booked me, I'm pretty sure, was actually Ian for a roast show. But then, first person that actually booked me for my material was John Collins. No, John Phillips. There's too
Johnny
many.
Phillips?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
He's the one that gave me the mic.
Really?
The open mic, yeah.
Hell yeah. No, he booked me at his 4-string taproom show. And I fucking murdered at that show, dude. Like, that was, I hadn't even been doing that good at the mics, and then I went to that show, and everybody was just so into it. It was an awesome experience for, like,
the cops were called, the helicopters came out.
Yeah, dude.
Just
10 TV was poking through the windows.
TV.
No, it was dope though. That was a good time, for sure.
What's that, man?
Fucking and then Doug Huckler finally booked me for his show at the Clada, and I did so many sets that week and got myself so burnt out, and that show meant a lot to me to be booked on, and I bombed it so hard, dude.
I love it.
So hard.
Love bombs.
But it's been a while because I stopped going out to a lot of other people's shows, and I stopped going out to Shrunken and Barrel and all that shit, and I was basically just hitting up the Ethel's open mic on a week-to-week basis, and no one goes there that books shows. You know what I mean?
That's just a fun...
That's such a fun place.
It's a fun
to do.
mic. I don't ever go to that mic expecting to be booked for anything. I just go to that mic because it's literally
it's such a good mic,
most
dude.
favorite one to go to. I mean, Shrunken Head is really fun, but it's brutal. It can be.
Shrunken's got a perfect this special place in my heart because that's where I started.
Me too.
That's where I did my first set.
It's just brutal to me.
It is fucking brutal.
Because I like to
sometimes.
try new stuff out, but it's I'm still on a stage. You know, at least a Barrel, if I try new stuff out, it's a small room. It's a shotgun room, and you can just kind of, point people. I don't know.
Dude.
But Ethel's is just, it to me, is, it's the most entertaining room to me, I guess is the best way to put it. It's where I can use the piano if I want to. It's where I can fucking do whatever the fuck I want.
Each and every host that they have is fucking awesome. Dude.
Oh yeah. Ty is hyper supportive.
I mean, they've had me guest host a couple of times, and it's always super fucking fun. Sam Sobel is
love Sam.
That's probably the most improved comic that I've seen since I started doing jokes. Is fucking Sam Sobel for sure. And Jesse, dude.
Love Jesse.
Jesse's awesome. Yeah. Talk about such an enthusiastic person for hosting a show.
Always doing it for real.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's a very fun room.
Yeah.
I honestly, I love all the rooms. It's just fucking Tree Bar is just not on the bus line for me.
Dude, I haven't even I hate to disgrace Tree Bar, but I've
it's not on the bus line.
I haven't even felt compelled to go to that open mic.
It's fun, dude. If there's
Zeno stopped.
If there's music after, then you get a bunch of people in there, and it's fucking awesome.
Really?
It's and they're music people too, so they're punk rock people who are a lot more forgiving than say cafe people, which sometimes you get at open mics. You know, people that I want coffee. It's it's fucking 10:30 at night. What the fuck do you want coffee for?
Were you here for? Do you remember Egan Young at all? He might have left just. He probably left just before. I remember he got this Friday open mic at the coffee shop, fucking 2 doors down from Ethel's.
Oh yeah, I used to do music open mic.
Yeah, no, they have a bunch of open mics, but a bunch of comics came up and did super dirty shit, jokes about coke, jokes about smoking weed, and people talking about their pussies and shit like that, and the owner was not happy.
We just can't be happy. Yeah,
that was the one and only comedy mic that they had there.
Dude, when I did music, I would play an acoustic guitar, and my songs were just I don't need no God in my life, or my dick is small. I would do kind of just stupid, random, sometimes serious, sometimes just stupid shit. And I was probably part of the reason why I stopped doing open mics. Because was that before it was renovated?
Dude, I don't even know.
It's a different space now.
I haven't even been to that coffee shop.
They inserted Polly G's away. They kind of tore down the in between, made 2 truths and whatever.
Oh no!
Everyone is yawning on the podcast.
I've been tired all day, dude. I'm not even. Don't go there, man. That's not nice.
What? I'm just calling it out, man. It's
I'm
your
not
fault.
Fucking. But no, I don't think it was renovated at the time. I haven't been to that much.
No, we're not. What we're talking about is not important. What you got going on, dude? What do you want? Anything you want to end with here? You want a bit? You want to fucking?
I don't know. I don't got any bits. I don't think. What's your favorite fucking food spot around Columbus?
My favorite food spot in Columbus, dude. Yeah. I work at a food spot, so
I know Wolf's Ridge is awesome.
It's a hard fucking.
It's awesome.
Answer.
There's a couple that are up there with Wolf's Ridge for sure. Like Rockmill. Rockmill's super solid.
I don't know if I've ever been there.
Dude, if you like their beers are.
I know the beer. I mean, I've had their beers, but I don't know if I've ever like eaten food there.
Dude, their food's fucking amazing. Huh. It's so good. Their brunch is really, really good too.
Oh, dude, I have a funny story. If you want to,
I'm down.
On a story. I went to the original House of Pancakes, or it's on Lane Avenue in Upper Arlington. You know what I'm talking about, where like Whole Foods is and the Shadow Lane and all that shit.
The Whole Foods in Upper Arlington, yeah.
Yeah. On Lane Avenue. So there's like it's called the original House of Pancakes. When my friend Max, he was like, "You want to go to the original House of Pancakes?" I said, "You mean the International House of Pancakes?" He said, "No, the original House of Pancakes." Literally, that's what its name is.
Oh, hop.
Yeah, I know, it sucks. So we go in there and like I'm like, "Did they serve booze?" And he's like, "No, like fresh squeezed orange juice and grapefruit juice and
that
stuff."
Healthy shit.
And I'm like, "Well, there's got to be like a bar around there, right?" And so, like right across from this little walkway in this Lane Avenue area is a Rusty Bucket. And so I'm like, "Oh yeah, so we'll just eat some food and we'll go get like a drink afterward at the Rusty Bucket. We'll just walk over there." So we get our food. It's way too much food. Mm-hmm. But server's great. Everything's great. I asked for way too much water. They loved it. Everything was good. We walk to the Rusty Bucket. We walk in the front entrance into the host stand, and the hostess, they kind of look at us, and Max and I look at each other, and we're like, yeah, we're just gonna go get a drink at the bar. Mm-hmm. And so she's like, "Oh, that's fine." And so we walk over to the bar. We notice there's no room at the bar, but there's high tops around the bar. Mm-hmm. Usually high tops around the bar tables, right? Like you just get a drink from the bar and you just sit at a table. So we just proceed to take off our jackets, put them on the back of the chairs, and the hostess walks right up and she goes, and I go, "Is this not okay?" And she goes, "It's not okay." And at this point, I start laughing. I'm just like, "What's not okay?" And she's like, "Yeah, no, you have to be served if you're gonna sit here." And I look at Max, and Max looks at me, and I'm like, "Yeah,
this is in the Rusty Bucket?
On Lane Avenue."
That's way too fucking pretentious, dude, for a Rusty Bucket.
But it's Upper Arlington.
Fuck them, dude. It's a Rusty Bucket. That's like a McDonald's in Upper Arlington is still a fucking McDonald's. You know what I mean?
But it's the Upper Arlington.
Did you read that thing about how they tested those self-order things and 99% of them came up with feces?
Oh yeah. But that's true of like all of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also a true testament to how.
Toothbrush, dude? When I saw that, I was like, is everyone unaware of where they keep their fucking toothbrush? The one thing they automatically put in their fucking mouth every day, if not twice a day?
Where are people keeping their toothbrush?
In the bathroom. Even closer to the feces.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, feces is just part of life, dude. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, so you keep your toothbrush in the bathroom. Yeah.
You're gonna poop mouth.
There's so much shit on your toothbrush. It's probably good for your fucking, honestly, for your insides. Your body knows how to process a tiny bit of shit, so if it ever got a bunch of shit, it'd be like, well, we can shut this shit down.
You kind of know how to work this out. Yeah.
My point is, she did not want us there. And she was...
She was like, you look like your bedroom is dirty as fuck. You look like you don't tip for shit. All these goddamn beer cans, dude.
It's like
I feel
one
like
day I had money.
I feel like I'm walking into my dad's college dorm when I came in here.
In what year?
In like 1976.
Oh, yeah. You think they had like...
Actually, I'm pretty sure he went to college in the 80s, but for like a year.
It is pretty gross, though, isn't it?
No, dude, definitely is. You even got like the whole ambiance, dude. The sheets half on the bed. There's pizza boxes. And I'm not sure.
Do you think that's an eaten pizza or an uneaten pizza box? Because it looks like I either just got it from the store or I just didn't get it.
There's some in there, dude.
You cheated by picking it up.
Fucking, there's like half a 12-pack of
like
ramen noodles right next to your fucking bed.
Dude, check this bowl out, dude. There's ramen noodles right in there.
Jesus Christ. At least you get the chicken, dude, not the beef.
Oh yeah, I can't. No, I can't.
Fuck
or
beef
the
ramen
shrimp
noodles.
Or the
any of that, dude.
Is like the only other one.
Honestly, the noodles are solid, but the sauces suck. Like, I don't know.
Dude, I doctored the fuck out of them.
I've definitely like cooked just ramen noodles, put some chicken broth in there, and like put some boiled eggs and chicken on it, and ate like actual ramen.
So
it was decent.
Like one of your grandmother's back straps, you just kind of toss in there.
Oh yeah,
tenderized.
Dude. Those back straps, that's a good steak right there, big guy.
Your grandmother's back strap.
Jesus Christ. This is the filet not young, you know?
Filet mignon.
Filet mignon. Do you want a rare or medium rare?
Well, the fact
well
that
done.
She's lived to 93, that's pretty rare. I'm gonna go with rare on this one.
No, dude, I don't want to taste bloody grandma.
Oh man, the older the better. I don't know if you ever tasted.
She didn't have any diseases, did she? Just type 2 diabetes and high blood pressure. Let's fucking do it then, dude.
The only grandma I ever tasted was it wasn't beef flavored. I'll say that it was kind of a different species.
It was that ramen shrimp, dude.
You ever fucked a grandma?
I hooked up with like a 45-year-old a couple years ago.
Was she your grandma though?
No. I don't know. I know she had children. I don't know if her children had children.
You like the mystery.
Yeah, dude.
Alright, we're gonna leave it at that. You have no shows coming up? Nothing going on?
Nothing to be proud of over here.
Alright, me neither.
Alright.
Nothing yet coming up.
Not yet.
Welcome to, thank you for listening to My Dirty Bedroom.
Thank you.
One last joke you want to make about how fucked up my bedroom is?
Dude, I had something fucking amazing earlier that I'm just trying to remember what it was.
It's probably the dump you left in my cat's litter box over there. You just left it behind.
Oh yeah, that's what I do. I just popped a spot.
That's why it smells so bad in here.
Something about, like, your bedroom smells worse than this old lady I met. She didn't let her cat out. I don't know. That was the basis of it.
Bag, maybe, that she was suffocating and let die.
No, just cat piss everywhere.
Oh, cat piss
was.
everywhere, gotcha. Does it smell like cat? It doesn't smell.
No, it doesn't smell that bad. It smells kind of like cat litter box, but
definitely litter box. All right.
Definitely a little bit of that.
Fucking Chris, what you got? Any Instagrams? Any
Instagram is CH Doughty. Doughty is spelled DOUGHTY.
And there's an at before that.
And yeah, at me.
And at YouTube, you can just go ahead and fuck yourselves. Thank you once again for listening to My Dirty Bedroom. Let's start a new tradition. Let's say, go fuck yourselves.
Go fuck yourselves.